I'm excited for this episode. We're going to keep it short and sweet with things that we've learned in 2025. And I've tasked the girls with coming up with 2 things that they think have been really prominent in 2025 for them. I've also thought of some for myself. And I'd really like to chat to you guys about what it is that you've learned in 2025 that you think you want to take into 2026 and has made a massive difference and impact. So Roberta, let's start with you. What are 2 things that you've learned this year?
So one of the things that I've learned was basically the importance of backing yourself, and how that looks is just, it's not just like having the confidence in yourself, but also understanding that, you know, it's that little things and little habits that you put in practice that are going to allow you to continue to back yourself, even on the days that you're not feeling as good or you're not feeling as confident. But if you've got those things that you've already laid that foundation of, it's going to be a lot easier to feel solid in your decisions, to feel solid in what you're doing. And yeah, it's something that I've always struggled with in the past, but I definitely think that the last year has just taught me that, you know, if I don't back myself, like not that no one else will, but it doesn't really matter if anyone else will, because it matters more what I think and what I want out of my life.
I love that so much. I feel like I can relate to that heavily.
Well, that hit deep.
What's the second one that you've learned?
The second one was a little bit more like fitness based. And it's just about, I guess, like the coaching space online is so saturated. So the coaches that, you know, we see, and I guess the audience would see as well, like everyone's got different, you know, body shapes, different body sizes, different phases in terms of where they're at. And I think I was always so hard on myself for not, you know, looking a specific way as a coach, which is ridiculous because I'm so blessed to be in the body that I'm in and I'm really happy with where I'm at. But I guess it's just the comparison in terms of thinking, oh, if a coach is leaner than me, they must be more disciplined, they must be more diligent, and they must be more successful. So
that one hits deep too, because I think over the years I've really had to like come to terms with the fact that, and we say all the time, like we're lifestyle coaches, but come to terms with the fact that there's certain things that, you know, other coaches are willing to do that maybe we're not. You know, like there are coaches that are lean all year round. They do bodybuilding shows, they do powerlifting, and they have other goals. So I think that's a great reflection even for me to think about, you know, we're all in different places, and as long as you're healthy and happy and you can help other people, and also you actually live the things that you preach, that's what matters.
yeah, because at the end of the day, we're all lifestyle coaches. So I'm not here to prep for a bodybuilding show. Like if I was prepping for one, I would look different and I would have different habits set in stone. But what I preach is just, you know, being happy with where you're at, but also pushing yourself for a healthier lifestyle, however that looks in whatever phase you're in.
Yeah, I absolutely love that so much.
Definitely. And that's something I'm still actively learning, coming back into the fitness space, because I went quite into a clinical side of it. So it's something that I'll always constantly be having to remind myself of.
What are the 2 things that you learnt this year?
So going back into that clinical side of things, that I'm a lot smarter than I give myself credit for, that I know my shit more than I give myself credit for. And obviously there are things that I'm still learning and actively going through, especially within my job as an exercise physiologist and my job as an online coach as well. But I just have a difficult time backing myself in what I know and having the confidence in saying what I know, and like I'm the authority of this, and I've spent years learning these things, and yeah, I'm still learning and actively growing, but like, come on. I know what I'm talking about.
I want you to take that energy away from this episode.
Yeah.
She needs to.
Yeah, flashback to our team meeting earlier.
Literally.
But that's something that I'm still actively like having to come to like not terms with, but accept about myself. And actually like it's pretty cool to be smart in a certain area and to have a passion for it. My second one is preparation is key. Preparation is always going to win, set you up for success. Meal prepping this year really saved my ass in numerous of occasions, especially with moving, especially with undergoing like my first full-time job, everything like that. Like you're not always going to feel like it. So when you do feel like it, prep yourself up for success. And even when you don't, like, come on, just pull your head in for a little bit. It takes 2 hours. And it's so much easier for your week. Your entire week is set up, especially with meal prepping, and just making sure that you're doing something today that your future self will thank you for, in terms of setting stuff up.
You know, I think that one comes back to not being reactive in a moment and setting yourself up, knowing that like life's going to happen. You don't know what's around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I've gotten better with that too. What about you? Have you always been good with meal prepping or just prepping for your week in general?
I definitely feel like I've fallen off, off track at times and just not had my focus on, nutrition. But I feel like in the sense of me not being all or nothing, which you've covered before, but I always know I'll get back into it because it's important to me and it's a big value in terms of, looking after myself in that sort of way, giving my body the best that it needs so that way I can do other things.
So good.
That's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm not jealous at all.
My two for this year, the first one for me is patience. I've learned a lot of patience this year. I am still working on it. And like, I think my biggest issue has always been like, I care so much, but I care so much that I want everyone, including myself, to be 10 steps ahead of where we're at. So because of that, I'm not present very often. Also working on that. But I've learned to be more patient. I think especially with you guys coming in and how we've restructured the business and like learning that, in order to look after everyone, including myself, it's not always about being as fast as possible. Sometimes it's about slowing down and actually giving people time to learn things and giving myself time to implement things and being patient, not just with people, but being patient with myself and being patient with the things that I'd set out to do and the timelines I'd set and being patient in how I approach life so that I don't have to take everything so seriously, because I've always been known, shocker, to be really serious. Like I'm a very serious
What?
person.
No, actually, she's silly goofy time over here.
And I don't know, like it's just my personality and it's who I am. And I love who I am because there's so many pros, but I do notice that lack of patience causes me to be super serious. And because of that, I then can be uptight sometimes. And it's been interesting this year to navigate that and to like, as I'm getting older, notice that I am gaining more patience. And I'm actually quite proud of myself for that. Hopefully you guys are sensing that.
We're definitely
Would
sensing
like to
that.
just preface, we love Steph the way that she
Yes.
is. But the patience is always a benefit.
That's funny.
No, I think like in the last 12 months, I swear to God, like 18 months ago, Steph was so different to how you are now.
Thanks. That's so
Yeah,
nice.
totally different person in
Yeah.
in everything.
That's nice to hear because like I do see that in myself. So I want to make sure that like
Yeah.
that is also.
It's reflecting. Yeah.
The other one for me this year is boundaries. So I'm always like, I just want to like forecast that I'm always good with boundaries. I think, again, it's my personality. I'm super good with saying yes and saying no. I have no issues telling somebody that I'm not comfortable or, boundaries have always been fine. But I've actually set even more boundaries this year, which I didn't think was possible, but it's been so good. And those boundaries have helped me to focus on myself and to have my mindset in a good place and to prioritize me, because even though I've always been good at boundaries, I have always put everyone before myself, and I put my business before myself a lot of the time, and my clients I put before myself. So this year the boundaries have come in place and I've been quite strict with them. Like there's been a lot of times where even like you guys have said, "Oh, are you available?" I'm like, "Nope." And it's because I have to look after me in order to look after everyone else. And I'm noticing that those boundaries, I'm not as afraid to almost like take my foot off the pedal and say, "You know what, I'm actually not available."
I think that's something that I will take from this episode in terms of if I don't look after me, I can't look after anybody else. Because like coming back and being available for my clients that I care so much about and I just want to help them. Like if they're messaging me at 10 o'clock at night, I'm seeing it and I want to respond, but I know that I can't.
Well, you can't because I set the boundaries.
Yeah, but
and I say
also-
to the girls, our work hours are 9 to 5, or it's actually 8 till 6.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, wait till tomorrow.
And it's just, but like for me, it's just like actively putting my phone down after 6 p.m. and being like, no, I'm actually off and I'm not focusing on work and I'm not allowing my mind to spiral about all the things that I have to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's super positive and fantastic thing that you've been able to do.
And I hope that like me setting boundaries also allows you guys or invites you guys to set boundaries too, because I think that's super important for us as a team and also for the whole business. But just generally personal life, like your personal life matters just as much as your career, right? So that is everything. What?
So we both were just like, well, it is.
We're
joking.
successful businesswomen.
Well, I think it is. I think personal life's just as important.
No, it is.
No, we were being sarcastic, but also what personal life?
Yeah, well, I don't overwork them, but they're making me sound like I do.
No,
She's a slave
it's an
driver.
active choice. I literally,
No.
you'll know, I'll
That's
be
like-
on Everfit.
We
like,
were literally on our team meeting earlier today, and Roberta goes to me. She goes, I said, I said tomorrow when you come in, because we've been in Melbourne, or tomorrow when you come in, like, how much client work do you need to do so that we can like start working on some other projects? And she goes, no, I was just going to do it when I get home tonight. I'm like, we don't touch down from our flight until 20 past 10. And you're going to go and do client work when you get home tonight? I said, no, you're not. Come in tomorrow
Gee,
morning and do it. You've
She's
got
staying up till the AM.
boundaries.
Yeah, but seriously, you've got
No.
2 more full days of work to go. You have nothing left by Thursday if you keep going. So anyway, boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yeah, and I think that's something Robbo and I are still definitely learning.
It's hard. It's hard because like we all have our own little ticks, if you will, and things that like
And we just want to help.
yeah, things that we really prioritize and care about, and things that give us anxiety. So it's like I think collectively working through that will be also really good next year. But we'd love to hear from you guys. What are 2 things that you've learnt in 2025? Share them below and let us know so that we can all move into 2026 together. But otherwise, we will see you on the next episode.